The human brain hasn't evolved in 40,000 years, but in more than the last 4 decades. We've created more ways to stimulate it than in all of human history combined. Addiction doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care how rich, how successful, and how fit or good-looking you are. It doesn't care if you deny having it. But here's where it gets interesting and terrifying. Welcome. Here on this channel we provide resourceful contents on self-motivation, self-help, self-development, and personal growth. Subscribe to join us on this journey and make sure to leave your questions and thoughts in the comments section below. Addiction isn't just a habit. It's a powerful grip that can control anyone. For millions, it begins as something small, an escape, a comfort. But soon, it becomes an invisible and the dangerous prison where the bars can't be seen and chains harder to break. Addiction takes many forms. Substance and behavioral addiction. These includes alcohol, opioids, nicotine, sexual activity, social interaction, gaming, gambling, processed foods and internet use. They all speak the same language. The brain's reward system can be hijacked by substances and behaviors alike. What you might think is just a choice can become something far deeper, harder to control, and nearly impossible to let go. Substances like alcohol, opioids, and nicotine release surges of dopamine, our brain's pleasure chemical. But this pleasure comes with a cost. Over time, the brain craves more. And soon enough, it's not about choice, it's about survival. Substance addiction, or substance use disorder, can range from mild to severe. At its peak, it becomes addiction, a need so deep, it overtakes a person's entire life. It starts small, just once or twice. But soon, they need more, as tolerance grows and the substance becomes their main focus. They may want to stop, but their bodies and minds demand more. Each time they try to quit, the withdrawal symptoms pull them back in, trapping them in an endless cycle. Behavioral addictions don't involve substances, but the effects can be just as powerful. These activities stimulate the brain's reward system, creating dependence and obsession. The new face of addiction is closer than you've ever imagined. Here's what they don't tell you. Willpower has nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. Your brain is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. The problem isn't you. The problem is that we've created a world your brain was never meant to handle. But here's where it gets interesting. What if I told you right now, this moment, that your brain is being rewired? That every notification, every scroll, every sip, is potentially laying down neural pathways that could change your entire future. Now, the average smartphone user checks their device 352 times per day. That's 352 potential dopamine hits. Now imagine what happens when we introduce substances that can release up to 10 times more dopamine than natural rewards. Internet addiction, though often seen as harmless, but can disrupt daily life, relationships, and mental health. The addiction takes over, affecting self-esteem and creating intense dependence. Addiction can lead to guilt, depression, and a sense of helplessness. It's not just a battle with substances or behaviors, it's a battle with oneself. Recent studies from Stanford University's neuroscience department revealed something shocking about addiction. It's not just about pleasure, it's about pain. Every time we experience these intense rewards, our brain's pain centers actually become more sensitive. This creates a vicious cycle that scientists call opponent process theory. Think of it like a scale that's constantly trying to balance itself. The higher the highs, the lower the lows. Until eventually, you're not using to feel good anymore. You're using just to feel normal. Why do some people develop addictions while others don't? Genetics, mental health, environment. They all play a role. For some, trauma from childhood or stress is the catalyst, while others may be genetically predisposed. What if everything we thought we knew about addiction was wrong? What if I told you that addiction isn't about moral failure? That it's not about weakness? That your brain is actually doing exactly what it was designed to do? Welcome to the truth about addiction. Let's start with something most people don't know. Every single human brain is wired for addiction. Yes, you heard that right. Your brain is wired for addiction. Today, our brains face an unprecedented challenge. We've created super stimuli that hijack this ancient system. The line between normal and addicted. It's thinner than you think. We're on the verge of a breakthrough. For the first time, we're treating the brain, not the behavior. But the real revolution, it's not just in how we treat addiction. It's in how we understand it. This is a wake-up call. Because right now, 1 in 3 adults is at risk. 60% don't even recognize the warning signs. 80% will never seek help. The chains of addiction may be invisible, but the key to breaking them is not. It starts with understanding. It continues with action. And it begins right now. Treatment isn't easy, but it's possible. We use a combination of approaches: therapy, medications to reduce cravings, rehabilitation programs, and hospital management for withdrawal to address the root causes. Rehabilitation offers structure and support, helping people rebuild their lives, step by step. Support groups like Alcoholics Anonymous provide community and understanding, essential for long-term recovery. Recovery is not a straight line. There will be setbacks, days of doubt. But with every step forward, they're closer to breaking free. Each step feels like a risk, a leap of faith into the unknown. But for those who take it, freedom awaits on the other side. Preventing addiction starts with healthy choices. Limit substance use, manage stress, and reach out if you're struggling. Remember, addiction is not a sign of weakness. It's a medical condition, one that can be treated. But understanding this mechanism has led to breakthrough treatments. Treatments that work with your brain's natural processes instead of against them. From targeted neurofeedback to precision medicine, we're finally developing solutions based on science, not shame. So what does this mean for society? For policy? For treatment? It means we need to radically rethink how we view addiction. Not as a moral failing, but as a medical condition. Not as a choice, but as a complex interaction between genetics, environment, and brain chemistry. The data is clear. When we treat addiction as a health issue rather than a criminal one, recovery rates triple. This isn't just about addiction. It's about understanding what makes us human. Because only by understanding our vulnerabilities can we truly build our strengths. If you or someone you love is struggling, know that help is available. You don't have to face this alone.